welcome back to another episode of the Chronicles of Sovik. This is my leveling series where I'm taking the Warlock you can see on the screen at the moment, Sovik, from level 1 to level 120 in preparation for Shadowlands. So today we're going to have a slightly different episode from what we've done recently, which has been questing through the Northern Barrens. What we're going to do today is we're going to head to Darkmoon Isle and we're going to do some fishing. Now I know that I've been doing this all week, but I haven't really gone into a dedicated video into what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, how much money I'm kind of making over a certain period of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down there today, we're going to do some fishing, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, exactly how to get there, so that way anyone watching a video who wants to make some easy money for a low level character can do that. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is open the mailbox and see what we've sold. And the vast majority of the stuff in here, in terms of the gold, is stuff from the Darkmoon Faire. So we've got some Darkmoors down here, some more fire water, got some more Darkmoors up there. We sold the Moonfang's pelts, the second one, which we picked up this week, as well as some other transmog items. This barbaric loincloth, I believe that's the one I bought off the auction house for less than 1 gold, and I've managed to flip it for 3,000 gold, of which I get 2,850 after the auction house cut. So all in all, quite nice. And it's also interesting to see that the deviate fish, which we caught in the last episode, have also sold as well. So it might be worth grabbing some more of them next time we're down into the Barrens. Anyway, we'll scoop that up, 13,800. And that puts our coin balance, our gold balance, at just shy of 48,000 gold, which for a character who's actually been in existence for, I think this is the 6th day, is not too bad whatsoever. And he's only level 22, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so we're in Orgrimmar, as you can tell. I'm going to show you exactly how I get to the Darkmoon Faire, because I haven't been to fund the bluff yet. And for anybody who is starting a new character as an Orc or anyone anywhere near Orgrimmar, this is how I do it. So I'm going to speak to the Darkmoon Faire Mystic Mage, who's up near the Flight Trainer and the Wind Rider up in Orgrimmar. I'll show you where that is on the map. Just here. Speak to her. Take me to the Faire staging area. It costs 1 silver. It did cost 25 bronze when I was like level 5 to 10. So I don't know how it's gone up. That automatically teleports you to the area you need to go in order to access the portal. So I'll walk forward. I'll click on the portal to the Darkmoon Faire, and that's it. So that's us now teleported to the island. Now, for people who haven't got a mount, because it's worth coming down here to do the fishing at level 5, because that's when you can start learning professions, jump onto one of these. I'll just right-click them out. That doesn't cost any money. And you now got a free ride straight to the bottom. So we'll make our way down now. As we go down, let me show you what I've got in my bags. We've got no Darkmoon fish in these 2 bags or anywhere on here whatsoever, or the fire water. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to quickly run through the setup and how I do it, and then we're going to put a stopwatch on. We're going to run for 30 minutes, and we're going to see how much fish and how much fire water, so effectively how much money, we're going to make over a 30-minute period. And then you can decide the next time the Darkmoon Faire comes up, because today is the last day for me for the Darkmoon Faire for September, whether it's worth your time, effort, and whether you fancy just going down and catching some fish. So a few things in consideration. First of all, you do need to be level 5 because you need to have fishing, clearly. You can't fish for Darkmoon Faire without any fishing. I've got no additional fishing equipment on this character. He's just got the standard default rod, which you get, or line and hook. So nothing on there. There's no baubles, there's no bait or anything along those lines. So that's how it is. Now I have fished enough to get his profession of fishing up to level 300. So he is a level 300 vanilla fisherman. So that's where we're at the moment. So generally I come down to the bottom, just down in this area here. Now I've also got Gather Mate up, which shows me where I have fished the shipwreck debris before, because that's what you're after. You're after the debris, which is the pools where you'll get the Darkmoon crate, where you can open up, get the fire water, and you'll get like 3 or 4 fish in there as well. So if we have a look at the map, you can see there's a couple of spots up to the north of the Darkmoon Faire. I wouldn't recommend, unless you've got a fishing raft, going up around that, because they're just a pain to get to. So what I'd recommend is from this point here, down this western side, down the south here, this is where at the moment, the gangplank, round here, past the cave where the Darkmoon Rabbit is, and up to there. So this is the area where we're going to be sort of running around on. And then what we're going to do is look for the shipwreck debris, we're going to fish it, and see what we come up with by the end of it. Okay, now what I've also got as well is I have got the find fish ability. Now you get that by fishing a sort of pool or a school of fish, and what you're after is getting like a chest out of that school. So I got mine in the Northern Barrens, and inside is an item, I think it's called something like the Weathered Journal, and when you learn it, it teaches you the ability to find fish. So on my mini-map, although these little yellow circles indicate where I have previously found shipwreck debris, it will be a solid yellow circle, the one which is actually in game at the moment, and I'll explain it when we see one. So let's get a stopwatch going, as we're here at the moment. You can do that by just clicking on the clock, showing a stopwatch, then we're going to press start. So as soon as I press start, I'm going to be backwards and forwards, up down the beach, and we'll see how many fish we can actually get. Okay, so let's start. Now, I'm going to presume that you haven't got a mount to begin with, okay? So let's get off this. Thankfully, there are some free mounts. These ones on here. And the one you're after is this robotic one over here, because he's got some abilities. So you press number 1, you can run fast. There we go, first one. So let's leave the mount. We've got some competition in this pool, which we'll probably get today as well. Let's see if we can get this before this character. Now each one of these pools is either going to give you 1 or 2 chests. Now this one, if you got the first chest, there we go. So we got it and the pool has disappeared. Now I generally just have these open at the same time. We've got 2 Darkmoon Daggermores and we've got the sealed Darkmoon crates. We'll open that. It comes up with a load of junk, but the thing we really after is the Darkmoon Firewater, so I normally just put that there. Okay, so let's get back to this mount, because we lost the mount because we found one straight away. So if you run over to this sort of gangplank area here, this is really if you haven't got a mount. Ignore these normal looking ones, grab the robotic one because he has a speed boost. You press number 1, you go fast. You press number 2, you fly into the air and then go onto a parachute, and these reset very, very quickly. So if you've got some sort of smart ass running around on the beach with some faster mount, so we'll leave him because he's already there, you can use this and actually overtake him because this is faster than the other mounts. Again, you can use the rocket ability. And what I'm doing is I'm scanning the mini-map up here at the moment and looking for a solid yellow circle, because that indicates that there is actually a pool there. There we go. Activate the speed boost again. Now what I'm going to do is when I do find one of these pools, I'm going to right click up here on the actual mount itself and that will dismount me. I've also on my ability bar got my fishing ability marked to one of the buttons on my mouse, so it will cast out automatically as well. Okay, so we've reached the northern part of the beach now. I'm going to quickly show you where we are. That's where we are, and there's none there. There probably is maybe 1 or 2 around there. As I said, it's a pain to get to. We've still got the mounts, so it's no problem. As far as I'm aware, this doesn't run out, so we're now going to run back again. Now again, what you could do is you could stand stationary and cast and just fish for the Daggermores. And there isn't a problem doing that. With my fishing skill as it is, there's a pool. So again, we're going to right click as soon as we get close. That's us close enough. Straight into the pool. Now again, you're going to get 1 or 2 bites of the cherry hair fishing this. And even if you're a level 1 fisherman and you put no progress under this, you'll still get the same rewards as what I'm going to do. So we've got 1 crate out of that. And you're guaranteed to get a Darkmoon Firewater from that, as well as a couple of fish at least. Now, I've got a mount, so I'm going to jump on that at the moment. If you haven't got a mount, unfortunately, until you've got one, it's going to be slow progress. And I did a load of fishing at the beginning of the week when I didn't have a mount. Again, you can see if you haven't got a mount and you've got other people, other competition there, you're going to struggle to get some of these pools. So I'm doing this at 1:30 US time. So there's going to be a few people running up and down on the beach. If you can try and get down here at a quiet time as well, that's going to be in your favour, give you less competition. But yeah, so I was talking about the pools. the Shipwreck Debut, you can just be a level 1 fisherman and fish them. You'll probably get a point towards your fishing ability as well. You'll still get 1 or 2 chances of getting a crate from that, depending on the RNG of the pool itself, and you'll still get rewards from that. So there's no issues about fishing there. If you have got low fishing and you're doing stationary fishing, as in just fishing the open water from there, yes, you do have a chance of getting a Darkmoon Daggermore, but until you get to about level 170, fishing level 170, there's always going to be the possibility of getting junk. So I'm going to swap my mount for the speedier mount. Again, I'm looking for the solid yellow circle. You can see just how fast this actually is. What this does as well is you can actually walk on water. Now the other mounts there don't have these abilities. There we go. Instead of being in water, we can just use that rocket jump again. Jump over onto this side. This is the cave where the Darkmoon Rabbit spawns. So we're going to run past that. No solid yellow circles here at the moment. Up over this side. And we sometimes get some spawns up here. Okay, so this is where I normally stop and turn around. And if I show you on the map where this is, this point there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and run back again. If we don't find any by the time we get to this point, what I'll probably do is go around here and kind of reset these ones up here. Because there might be 1 or 2 up there which just need resetting. On this mount, it's not really too much of a problem. But as soon as you've used the mount and dismounted from this mount, then you can't use it again. If you're on the northern side of the island, it's a real pain to get back round again, because you have to swim all the way back round. You haven't got this ability to use the rocket jumps. Again, you can see quickly how quickly these abilities reset. Jump across. There's one that's already been nabbed. So we'll leave that one. So far, I think we've found, what, 2? And it's took us, we're up to nearly 6 minutes, and that includes a little bit of explaining. So, hopefully we can pick a few more of these up. There's another one. So again, I'm just going to be ready to right-click on the rocket. That's that deactivated. Get into position. Get a cast in quite quickly. And you're hoping you get 2 attempts to fish this for. So I've got the sound turned down at the moment because I'm recording. That's attempt 1. We've got 1 out, and this is the second attempt. You'll only get a maximum of 2. So while we're fishing this, I'll open that chest. You haven't got to be exactly inside it as well. As long as you're close enough, that's fine. Again, if I didn't have a mount, I would probably just wander back up there and go get the rocket mount again, just to push me around the island a little bit quicker. I can open this chest whilst I'm mounted. I'm still looking. Now you do get a number of other items inside these chests as well. There's a few of them which I keep. Again, it depends on your class, depends on what level you are. So I've kept a load of these red hot wings because I am level 22, soon to be level 25. And actually, in terms of food items, these are really good. Restores quite a lot of health, more than a lot of other foods at this level. So I've kept them. And I've also kept the level 15 food because that's what I can use at the moment, which is over here. The pickled Kodo's feet. But some of the other bits and pieces you can just get rid of. And if you're a level 5 character, and you've come here and you're really after a little bit of quick gold, or quick coin, some of these things here, like 24 silver just to vendor these, it's actually quite good. And when I started vendoring these items earlier on in the week when we were that level, it does just add to the coin balance and just means you've got a little bit of money to start listing some of the fish. Okay, so here's another one. I can see it on my mini-map, although someone's already fishing it. Before I can actually get there. Now what I do, if I'm there first, I'll fish it. If I'm not there first, I won't fish it. Now, unfortunately, other people don't have that same sentiment, and sometimes I'm there fishing and now try and cast a line to either get the second crate or try and beat me on the first catch as well, because it's RNG how long it takes you to fish, and sometimes someone can come in there and effectively steal your crate. But, you know, maybe I'm got too much good manners, I won't try and do that. You know, they're there first, that's not a problem. If it's a 50-50 and we're both going to reach it at the same time, crack on, just go and fish it. But you can see there is a lot of competition down here at the moment. A lot more than actually I've seen all week, as it is the last day. Now, talking about the prices, why are we here? So the Darkmoon Dagonmores themselves have got a region market value average of 20 gold. Now I've been selling these all week for about 9 gold, up to about 10, 11 maximum, but mostly around about 9 gold. And I've still got on the auction house, it doesn't say I've got any on the auction house at the moment. I think I've got a few on there. So they're quite good. However, at the end of today, these are going to be pretty much useless because people buy these to swap them for the pet or swap them for the mount. And when the Darkmoon Faire disappears, you can't use this. The Darkmoon Firewaters are the complete opposite. So at the moment, their price is quite modest at 75 gold. I've been selling mine for around, I don't know why it hasn't got the data on here. I've been selling mine for around about 90 to 100 gold. Now let's get this rocket mount again. 90 to 100 gold, and over time, because people can still use these to speed up their gathering away from the Darkmoon Faire, their price will go up as they become more and more scarce until the next Darkmoon Faire. So a region market value average 165 gold. It's probably 75 is just too cheap. They will go back up in price. So although everyone's fishing at the moment to try and nab a load of these, either for themselves or to sell, any I probably get, I will not put on the auction house. There we go. Until for at least 120 gold. So let's dismount from the rocket mounts. Again, let's just see in RNG how many sort of crates we're going to get from this. Again, another top tip: just turn, have the sound on, have the volume on, so you can actually hear. Good, we're going to get 2 from this. So you can actually hear. So if you miss the visual cue, the bobber going up and down, you also got the audio cue as well. As I said, because I've got the speakers turned down, I do need to kind of just pay attention to this so I can grab the crates. Okay, he's probably going to check up there, so we're not going to bother going back up in this direction. We'll head back the way we came. Now, I don't know how many of these pools are up at any one stage. There's at least 2. I suspect there might be maybe even 3 or 4 of these around the island. I've certainly seen like 2 of them next to each other before. It's not a problem. I don't think I've ever seen 3 next to each other before. And as soon as you fish one, I think there's a pause of a few seconds before another one spawns. That literally is only a few seconds. You haven't got to wait 5 minutes for another shipwreck debut just spawn somewhere around the island. I fished one. A few seconds later, I've seen one appear. There you go. Got one right in the corner of this island over there. Now, if I didn't have the find fish ability, I'd have never seen this, which is why it's quite important if you can go and get that. It's not necessary. It just means that you've got another visual cue of where the shipwreck debris is. Can we fish it from here? I think we probably can. Again, if you're not really happy, that will do. If you're not happy with your cast and you've got no competition, just have a play around until it's more or less in the circle. Some of the shipwreck debris sites, especially around this little cove, are a pain to get to. There's one a little bit further up on the screen now, which really is a pain. So you can see this cast took a few seconds and we only got 1 from that. If someone would have came in, potentially they could have stolen that from us. Okay, let's open all them up. Let's mount back up again. Yeah, so that was great because I could see it on the mini map in terms of the little yellow dot. I would have never seen that visually because I wasn't heading in that direction. So if you can go and get that sort of weathered journal, I believe is what it's called, which comes from like a crate, just go and grab it because it'll make your life a lot easier. So again, even with a mount, I'm going to grab this rocket mount just to speed things up. You do get some pair around here as well. One of them specifically is a bit of a pain to get to. So we've been going for about 12 minutes and we have opened 7 of these crates because you get 1 Darkmoon Firewater per crate. There's another one. So again, just get rid of the rocket mount. Get yourself in position. You can see I've got the fishing ability down here, which is marked onto my mouse. I'm going to get 2 from this one as well. Okay, great. Let's get mount up and start moving. Once I've started moving, let's open these up. Okay, so we're now up to 9. So if we work on the basis, and again it's server dependent, But if we look at the region market value of 165, you know, that covers some of the lower medium pop servers as well. So let's work on the basis. So I'm going to be able to sell these for 100 gold each. Now I know I'll be able to sell them for more than that in due course, but let's say on 100 gold each. So we've been here for now just shy of 15 minutes, and we have got 9 of them, and we've got 32 of these fish. Now if you work on the basis that those fish will sell, let's use simple maths of 10 gold each, although it might be a little bit shy of that. If we work on 10 gold each, that's roughly 300 plus 900. So that's 1,200 gold I've earned already. I've got to sell them, but they will sell in just under 15 minutes. So for a new character with no bags, no good gear, probably hasn't even got a bank, just turn around and head back down the beach, literally nothing, and you've got no other alts, this is a fantastic way of doing it. Now, you will be a little bit slower, because at the moment I'm mounted and I can go up and down the beach a little bit quicker. But you can see in 15 minutes, that's not a bad return. Now, clearly, if you're a higher level character and you've got professions such as mining or skilling or herbalism, and you've got alternative ways to make money, this probably, in terms of gold per hour, is not up there amongst some of your best gold making money tips. But if you're a brand new character, maybe something on a new realm, a new server, and you just need that initial little bit of money to come in, this is fantastic. Again, you know, it doesn't cost a great deal of money to get these on the auction house. You know, these fees to list these are not expensive whatsoever because the vendor price is so cheap. So you're not going to be spending like 20 gold trying to get these on the auction house, and they do go. And once we finish this half an hour, I'll have a look at the TSM and we'll see how many I've actually sold of these over the space of the week, because there has been quite a lot. But the money down here, this just shy of 48,000, the vast majority of that, you know, at least 40,000 of that has purely come from fishing here on the Darkmoon. You know, half an hour here, an hour here, just to make sure we get a little bit of money in there. So it's very simple, very straightforward. A lot easier when you haven't got competition and you've got all the tools by yourself. But everyone knows this is a really, really good spot. So again, let's go and grab that rocket mount. Try and save this number 1 ability for when we're going over the water. So otherwise you just get bogged down. As soon as that dies, the rocket should not be too far away, and they're not. And again, if you missed how to get off this, because I haven't seen like a dismount ability down there, you just right click up here, that will remove you from the mount. Now you do get a few up here, which sometimes people don't run up to this spot, and there is one. To prove a point. If you do want to do some stationary fishing, this isn't really a bad spot either. You don't get too many people run up here past like the entrance to the Darkmoon Rabbit Cave, and you can fish in here. And if anybody else is doing this up and down the beach, there's always the potential that one of these, we're going to get 2 from there, which is nice. One of these shipwreck debris is actually just going to spawn in front of you. So if it does, you don't have to move anywhere. You can just go and do that. Okay, so we've been doing this for 17 minutes now. We're now up to 11 crates. We've lost our rocket mount, which is a shame. So again, if you're low level, you're not level 20 yet, you haven't got a mount, unfortunately you're going to have to run back around here. Now I'm level 22, so although I have got a mount, it's not particularly fast. I'm going at 160% movement speed, which is literally as slow as you can get on a you know, base mount. Obviously I haven't got journeyman riding or anything like that yet, it's just the apprentice riding. Also worth noting, if you think to yourself, well, okay, I'm going to set a new character up, but why don't we just go and buy the inflatable mount shoes? Because the inflatable mount shoes would be ideal for running around on this. You can't. And the reason being is if you go into your collections and go into your mounts, you can't actually equip any of your mount equipment until you reach level 100. So if you have the idea that you're going to buy the inflatable mount shoes just to run around on the water, yeah, unfortunately, until you get to level 100, and by that stage there may be other gold making options for you, you can't actually equip that. So again, unfortunately, you know, our Moon mount, which we can use the rest of the day until the Darkmoon Faire runs out, isn't particularly quick through the water. However, we will give her a rest and jump on one of these rocket mounts again. Again, we'll ignore that one. We'll ignore these ones. This is one I find is the best one. Feel free to have a play around. Some of the other ones might be just as good, or if not better. But my sort of top tip would just be use this one. It does make the running up and down the beach a lot more fun as well, rather than just having like a set amount. It doesn't cost any money either. It's not like you're paying 2 or 3 silver or a gold hair just to go and use it to unlock this mount, or even like a game token. It's just free. You can just go and grab it. Now you do get some of the shipwreck debris repaired by some of these islands as well. You can see that by this one hair that we've seen that one before. Okay, nothing so far. If we don't see anything by the time we reach the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you round to the northern side of the island, and I'll show you where some of the other spawn points are. So if you do have like a fishing raft, okay, so there's one over there. Oh, so we need to leave them out before we cast. I think we're just on the edge here. We'll soon find out. Again, that's another... We're going to get 2 from that as well. That's another great bonus of using the rocket mounts. The ability just to jump to one of the islands as you just sitting there. Okay, got 2 crates from that. So we're now up to 13 crates in 20 minutes. Again, I think we probably have a few more if we didn't have so much competition. We've seen probably about 3 or 4 of the pools with someone fishing from them already. He's just run from that direction, so I suggest he's probably doing exactly what we're doing. So let's just mount up. Again, I have my mount ability locked to my mouse as well. So all I need to do is just move the mouse wheel up or down, depending on what mount I want to use. It just makes things a little bit quicker rather than having to click on an icon. It might be something you want to do as well, especially if you're trying to run around here, nab the pools, grab the crates. There we go. So that's another one which we missed out on. I think it's because it is the last day. Darkmoon Faire is running out tonight. So when that does expire, there'll be no more ability to go and get any of this Darkmoon Faire water for at least a month. So I understand why everyone's running around it. And by the time you watch this video, clearly, well, it depends when you do watch the video, Darkmoon Faire is likely not going to be on. But just log this at the back of your mind. If you're going to create a new character, or you want to make a little bit of quick goal for whatever reason, and the Darkmoon Faire is on at the same time, it's well worth doing. So this guy here on this elk mount, you can see he's got faster ride than what we have, because he's getting away from us and we're going, we're going basically in a straight line. Okay, nothing so far. So again, we'll go and grab that rocket mount, and go back around the other side. He hasn't. Let's see, we catch him up. So he's doing exactly what we're doing. And there we go. He was ahead of us. Not anymore. He's not. Now this guy looks like he's got the same idea as us, and that's exactly the rocket mount. Might just be a conventional mount. Is there another one around here? No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around this side of the island, just show you what's around there as well. Again, this is going to just take a little bit of time off this, but that's fine. I reckon there's at least 1 or 2 around here which need to be reset. Now, normally, if you've got people coming around on this on the fishing rafts, they'll come and just get this naturally and just go around the entire island and have no competition around here. We haven't got that. There you go, someone's just been around here, swimming around. And I said the pain is, if we do find one, and we do get off this mount, we have to go and swim our way back as well. But let's just see if we can see it. Okay, so I've seen one historically just on the edge of this island. Which isn't there at the moment. In fact, there was one over there. So we're going to grab it. And we'll show you how long it takes to run back round again. Again, if you just want a bit of quiet fishing spot and you want to be away from the beach, this is probably not a bad spot. Good, we're going to get two. This is probably not a bad spot if you want to just stand here. I'll show you where we are as soon as we get this crate. We're right up here, just between the O and the N of Darkmoon. If you want to just have a quiet fishing spot, maybe put some music on or something, that's probably not a bad idea. Okay, let's get back round to the main drag. Now you can see just how far we've got to go to get back to the northern part of that beach, which again does cut into your time. You may not choose to do this, but if the spawn points on the main beach are drying up or there's a bit of competition down there, it might be worth coming around. Here's another one. So I suspect not too many people will be after that. And I've not seen that one before, so it hasn't got a white circle around it. Sorry, a yellow circle around it. So let's go and grab that one. Make sure we're not swimming. And here we go. Whilst that's been cast, let's open these two up. Now I believe as well you've also got a chance of getting the sea turtle mount from these pools as well. I've never got it, so I can't say it's 100% certain that you can get it. You've also got a chance of getting the sea pony, which is a Darkmoon pet as well, which you can learn and then also sell on the auction house. The price of that isn't fantastic, maybe 500 to a couple of thousand gold. But again, it's a nice drop if you do manage to get it. Okay, so that's those two done round here, so let's get ourselves back. Again, I've got no aquatic mounts, unfortunately. My mount collection at the moment is fairly slim on the ground, to put it mildly. So we're going to have to swim round. But we did manage to pick up a couple more round there as well. So, what are we up to now? 26 minutes, and we've got 17 Darkmoon Faire waters. So again, they've got 100 gold each, which I can guarantee you, unless you're on a very strange server, you'll get 100 gold from at some point. That's already just shy of 2,000 gold. If you include that as well, that's over 2,000 gold. Again, as I pointed out earlier, probably not the greatest gold making sort of idea there is out there, but the low level 5 character, up to say level 20, what I am at the moment, making easy gold, getting your bags, getting your banks sorted out. This is absolutely ideal. And you've also always got the ability just to vendor this stuff down here, just to give you that initial couple of gold to go and get some more bags. Okay, let's have a run down the beach. We'll go and grab that rocket mount again. This time I'm not going to go around. We're going to spend the last 3 minutes just going up and down this, and we'll see if we can get up to 20. It might be quite tough actually with the amount of competition down here, but we'll give it a go. Nothing on this pit. Again, where this is useful is obviously I've run past these ones up here. With so many people on the beach at the moment, there's also always the potential that someone fishes one of the shipwreck debris and resets one that you've just gone past. So if you have got that fine fish, there we go, we'll grab that. If you do have that fine fish ability, sometimes you'll see one which is just spawned just behind you. That should be okay. Which you won't see visually on the screen because it's behind, but you'll be able to see the yellow dot up in the mini-map. Let's see if we can get 2 from this. We certainly can. I think that's just about in there as well. It certainly is. Okay, so that's now us up to 19 crates. Just drop that in there and close this bag. Are we going to get another one in the last 1 minute 19 seconds? We'll go grab that rocket mount and see if we can just fly around to the other side and see if we can get one. Again, you haven't got to click on it, you just run over the where the mount is and it'll automatically just put you on it. We know there's one in that corner there. Not on this occasion though. So this one, you have to kind of stand over here. And this is a pain. There we go, we got it. So that one, you really have to try and wedge yourself up against the rock. We came up to 20. Let's see if we can get one round here. If you're not against the rock, you're not going to be able to cast your rod because you're going to be swimming. And then you've also got to manoeuvre the screen. And you'll be able to just sort of hit the end of the your sort of fishing rod. It's where you cast as well to try and get that as well. So we'll stop when we get to the end of the beach up here. We'll give it a few more seconds. Just so I think he's probably just done that anyway. So let's just stop. Okay, so that's 30 minutes and we got 20. So in terms of my server, where I know I'm going to be able to sell them for 100 gold each, probably your server as well. I think 100 gold is still quite a conservative amount. Considering I've got a region sale average of 169, you can see the sale rate is really good as well. So that's 2,000 gold straight off the bat, and if we work on a conservative figure of, let's say, 10 gold each of that, that's another 700. So even if you call that 2,500 gold, that's 2,500 gold for a brand new level 5 character potentially, using the rocket mounts, flying around the island, especially if you've got no competition as well, and that's took us 30 minutes. So I'm going to leave the video there. Hopefully you found this interesting. Hopefully you've learned something about the fishing on the Darkmoon Island you didn't know before. Yeah, and good luck. If you manage to find the fish, throw them up in the auction house. They do sell really, really well. You just got to make sure you can do it when the Darkmoon fishing is on. So, okay, until next time, thank you and goodbye.